I'm Colin Kaminski. I'm an R&D designer for MB Tanks. I'd like to show off our fermenters. We've been selling these for quite a long time now, and we're really comfortable with our feature set, and would really like to make sure we introduce them to you. One of my favorite features about this tank is that it's got all of the operator interface down at an operator height. We're a pallet high here. Normally it's down just a little tiny bit lower. You can pull samples. You've got your blow-off arm with a pressure gauge. You've got your CIP arm. You've got your manway, your air stone, an analog temperature gauge in case your digital thermometer goes bad, and your racking arm, all of which you can do without bending over. We also have a very nice 2-inch dump port, which makes it much easier to pull yeast and trub out of the bottom. And everything is designed to be really easy to deal with. We've got a very oversized air stone that's perfect for getting carbonation into the system. The tank has a 3-inch insulation jacket, which makes it very energy efficient. The manway is very easy to open and close. Get the manway all the way out of your way so that it's nice and easy to clean, and also give our photographer a chance to get some nice inside shots. All of the inside of the tank is a 2B finish. It comes out of the mill at 2B. Then we take all of the welds and we polish them. We've got a PT100 there in the back that comes in and measures the temperature, sends it to your controller. We've got the analog controller, or the analog temperature gauge here, that gives you a bypass just in case, the power's out or some other reason you might need a instant temperature read. We do a 2-step inspection process. All of these tanks are inspected at the factory before they ship to us. And then once we receive them, every tank gets inspected before it gets shipped to you. We have a horizontal racking arm port that allows the racking arm to reach very low into the tank and also very high up. If your tank is full of beer and you want to pull some yeast out, that's very easy to do. If you've already pulled the yeast out and you need to get all the way down to the bottom with the racking arm so you can get every last bit of that delicious beer out, then you can do that as well. This is a DIN port, which is a standard port. Here's our racking arm, very simple, nicely polished, no welds, very easy to install, very easy to seal. The racking arm has an indicator that shows you where the arm is. So this is the racking arm pointed all the way up. This is at a pointed horizontal. This is with the racking arm pointed all the way down. You can hand tighten this and seal it just by hand tightening. A DIN wrench is also available if you want to have some extra security and get it nice and tight. One of the things that's really nice about these tanks is a sanitary sample port. The old school sample ports that have a barrel, when you turned them upright and the barrel was sealed off and there was fermenting wort in the barrel, they would push wort through the seals in the system and cause an area of contamination. That's caused more than one contamination in a brewery. Very nice feature to have is a nice sanitary cup like this. Not only can you sanitize it, but you can pull a sample and sanitize it again when it's closed. This is our blow-off arm and also gives us a pressure port. If you're adding CO2 to the top to push out of the tank, you would do it from here. There's an oil-filled gauge, gives you nice, smooth, even readings. Operator interface is down here at the bottom. You can spin this around and orientate it wherever is convenient for you in your brewery. This fermenter has a 2-stage cooling system. You can hook glycol to the top jacket and you can hook it to the bottom jacket. This gives us the opportunity to have 2 different cooling zones. You can have 2 thermometers hooked up. If you want your beer at one temperature and your yeast at another, then you would use 2 controllers. It's very important when you hook up your cooling jacket that the water goes into the lowest port and comes out the upper port. Otherwise, you won't be able to purge the air out of the system. Nobody likes to work on the top side of a fermenter. It's a very dangerous place to work. In order to make that safer, we've put these very heavy-duty ladder holders here. You hook your ladder into that and it can't slide around. This makes it very convenient to get to the 4-inch hot port so that when you're dry hopping, you have a very secure place to stand. I really like the ladder rack. I've slid down a few ladders trying to dry hop or put yeast in the top of a tank. On my tanks, they were converted Grundys. I would have killed to have tanks like this when I was brewing. When I was designing these tanks, it was very important for me to have a large amount of surface area in the cooling jackets. So the cooling jackets really extend the full distance of all available submerged surface area. No reason to have a cooling jacket or insulation on the top because the air does a really good job of insulating all of that. But if there was surface area available, I have a cooling jacket in there. Also, these tanks are very thick. We're using 3mm metal on the interior, 2mm metal on the outside. Makes these very durable. They're designed to last a brewery a lifetime. One of the very important things in a modern brew house is having generous headspace above your fermentation. And you need it for a lot of reasons in a modern brewery. One of the reasons you want a lot of headspace is if you're going to do a lot of dry hopping, you're going to waste a lot of beer that's going to get soaked up in the hops. So you need extra space just to make sure you're filling your bright tank, utilizing the full volume of your bright tank. But also, if you have a very active yeast, you want it to have a lot of room to go to the top and not blow out the top. So what we've got is an extra 20% minimum on every tank. MB Tanks carries tanks of this quality from 1 barrel to 120 barrels. If you'd like some more information, go to morebeerpro.com.